What's going on, YouTube? Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day, by the way. I know I did. Got a nice little pair of pliers here for Father's Day. More on those in a little bit. So, the last video I uploaded was about this, the AFTCO Urban Angler Backpack. Um, Now, since making that video, I've done a lot of fishing with it. I've used it a lot. I'm going to kind of get into a little bit more in depth on what I think of it for my style of fishing, and you know, give my 2 cents on it, the pros and the cons. And the first video that I posted of it, I'd used it, but not a ton, not like I wanted to. Since then, I have used it a lot, and I've got some things I want to talk about. So the first thing, let's just talk about the bag real quick. If you guys want some more in-depth stuff on the bag, click on the very first video. It'll be up in a link after this video is over. I talk about the bag. I show you all the different compartments, all the storage, everything. Well, kind of gonna do the same thing in this video, but a little bit more sped up version. All right. So first thing is the bag. Okay, I've got it open because I've got all my stuff out for the most part. It's a great bag. Like I said, they're about $100 depending on where you get them. I think Tackle Warehouse has them for like 105 and some change. Free shipping, I think, if you get them at Tackle Warehouse. I got mine at Betts Fishing Center in Largo. My good friend Jesse Wright, I've known him for almost 12 years now, maybe longer than that. I was over there and they had it in. I bought one. But I will say a couple things about the bag. Now, for one, it's very high quality. Okay, AFTCO make really good stuff. I've always liked their stuff. I have their shorts, their shirts. They make great stuff. Okay, when it comes to their bags, they spare no expense. They did a lot of really good things with this bag. Okay, they made a lot of compartments for as small of a bag as it is. They made a lot of compartments. Okay, I mean, you can see it on my back. It's not a huge bag at all. It's about as compact as you can get for a a travel around backpack for fishing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all kind of my loadout for going fishing. And 99% of what I do is either wading or on a kayak or a paddleboard. I don't have a boat. I don't have a skiff. I don't have a big center console or anything like that. So when I go fishing, I either wade or kayak or paddleboard. Okay. When I do that, I don't like taking a ton of stuff with me. Okay. If you're in a boat, it's a different story. If you have plenty of room to stow all kinds of different tackle boxes, and backpacks and all your terminal stuff, great. I don't like having to do all that on a kayak or a paddleboard or wading. The last thing you want to do when you're wading is take off a big bag and go dig through stuff to try and find what you're looking for. I wanted something simple, wanted something compact, and I wanted something that was going to be really high quality. And that's what you get when you get this bag. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the main tray, or I should say the main compartment. Okay, in the top of the bag, I love the way they did this. They designed this zipper so it zips from down here all the way actually into one of your straps and then unzips. And what that does is gives me a nice good sized little compartment that I can stow a tray in. What I have one of the Plano Edge. I love the Plano Edge boxes. They're great. I'll do more in depth on that some other time, but the boxes are great. I believe this is like the 3200 size. It's one of the smaller sizes. The bigger sizes will not fit in here. Okay, the 3200 size for the Plano is the exact size you need to go in that bag and fit it comfortably. Now, I could get some smaller, little Plano boxes that are, the little small, yay big ones that are watertight. I thought about getting a couple of those and putting them in there, but I like just sticking with the tray. So, now, if you look in, I use a lot of NLBN, so I've got all my NLBNs in here, all my different paddle tails, everything that I have, all my different jig heads, everything has its own little place. But with this, okay, with this bag here, you're only going to have room in that main compartment for one of these, or maybe like two of the smaller, you know, tackle boxes, or the smaller tackle trays rather. Okay, you don't have a ton of room, so this bag is designed for it's like the ultimate bank fisherman wading kayak person's bag. Okay, where you don't necessarily take a lot of stuff, but you take the stuff that you know you're going to use for that day. Okay, whenever I go to the Indian River and I go wade the docks for big snook, I know exactly what soft plastics I'm going to take. Okay, it's all my NLBNs. I load them up, got all my jig heads in here, load that in the bag, I'm good. Now, the other good part about this bag, you've got all your little bait sleeves here. Okay, so in here, you know, I can put, like I did here, a pack of jig heads, okay, some bigger NLBNs, these are the 5-inch ones, all the ones in here are the 3s, okay, some bigger baits there, and, you know, I got some circle hooks in here for if I'm going to throw pitch live mullet around the docks, okay, some DOA, mirror mullets, or not mirror mullets, what are those called? Having a brain fart here, y'all. The bait busters, excuse me. It's been a day. Now, you got room here if you want to put some more soft plastics, your Z-Man bags, whatever you got. You got plenty of room in here to carry around a lot of bait, okay? A lot of different lures. You bank fishermen, the bass guys and stuff, I do that too. Perfect bag for that, okay? You can get one of these, throw some frogs in it, throw some chatterbaits in it, throw some jigs in it, let it be it, okay? Throw that in there. You can put, you know, a spare spool of line in here if you need, if you get a bad backlash or something. You can throw plenty of your worms, your bladed jigs, like whatever you want to throw in here, you can do it, okay? I've also got a section here. Put my car keys in it whenever I wade. Okay, I dip, so if I'm going to be wading and it's over my pockets, I'll take my can and put my can in there. You know, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I've got jig heads here, some spare parts and stuff like that, some extra lures. You know, car keys, dip, whatever I don't want to get wet, I'll put in here. Okay, my main tackle tray will go in just like that. Like I said, you see it fits in there perfect. Zip it up. You got another compartment back behind this first one here with all your tackle sleeves, your bags. You've got another compartment here. I usually put all my leader material in here. So depending on what I'm fishing for, I'll carry around, you know, usually 2, maybe 3 spools of leader. I got some Seagar 30, I got some Diamond 40. That's usually what I roll with, okay? Especially if I go to the Indian River. Maybe some 25, but that's usually what I throw. Okay, so that usually goes in there like that. As you can see, everything has to have its own place with a bag like this, okay? You definitely have to make sure that you've got everything exactly where you want it, okay? Because there isn't a ton of room in this bag. It's not something you can just cram a bunch of stuff in and go fish. You've got to have everything, you know, kind of structurally sound where you want it. You know, I know my keys are in here. My spare jigs are in here. I know my leader is in here. I know my main tray is here, okay? On the side of this bag, I think this is for a net, okay? I don't use a net, so what I did is I put my NLBN ruler right here. It's sits in here, never falls out. I have this thing in here all day, wading the docks, wading the flats, and it doesn't move. So they did a really good job with the Velcro and the durability of it. Okay. You also, I haven't put anything back here yet, but I could if I wanted. You've got a gap here in the mesh between the mesh of the bag and then the actual backpack itself. There's a good bit of space here. If you want to throw an extra spool leader, or, you know, guys like me, you have your, you know, maybe like your certain color that you know that it's your confidence color, right? Instead of putting it, rigging a jig head on and then rigging in your soft plastic, putting the baggie of soft plastics in here. If it's what you're going to be throwing most of the day and you have a lot of consistency with it, take a baggie of soft plastics, put them back here, strap it on your back, no problem. Not going to fall out, no issues with it. I don't have it on here right now, but usually I have that little, the little line cutter. It goes on the little piece of line. I'll take that line cutter usually and I'll clip it on my waistband, or I'll strap it right here. Okay, you've got a couple different things you can mount stuff to. You've got a little eyelet there you can mount something to. A lot of different features with this bag. Okay, you got a section here if you want to put something in here, a small net. Okay, for you trout guys and you fly fishermen, especially the guys up north that fish the rivers, man, this is perfect. I mean, it's perfect for wading streams. Okay, you've got, and it's kind of an interesting hook device. Never really seen anything like this before. Usually I've used just the standard clips. Okay, this one's a little different. You've got your kind of raised circle here. All right, all you do with that, put it in the gap, and it locks in just like that. And I mean, you can yank on this thing, you can pull on it, it's not going to come off unless you pop it out like that. So you can pull it up, it comes out, you can pull it up, doesn't go down, doesn't go out, only way to take it off. Once it's on, you can cinch it down. Very comfortable bag, okay? You can cinch these down, you can loosen them up, whatever you want to do. I usually have mine kind of cinched down. I like it sitting up high on my back and not hanging down in the water. Okay, so pros, very small, ultra compact. For the size of the bag you get, you have a good bit of options. I wouldn't say a lot, but you have a good bit of options on how much you can put in the bag. Okay, now let's get to the cons. Okay, there's not too many, but there are a couple I noticed. Number one, how small it is. Okay, you can't put a ton of stuff in the bag. All right, you won't be able to put, a tackle tray here with all your topwater lures in it, and then another tackle tray here with your soft plastics, another tackle tray with your shrimp presentations, another tackle tray with your live bait stuff. That's not going to happen. All right, you stick with I fish artificials 99.9% of the time. Okay, so I stick with what works. I stick with what I know. I stick with the baits that I know I'm going to be throwing that day, and the lure presentations I know I'm going to be throwing that day. So that's why in my bag you saw all those NLBNs. That's what I like to throw. In my tackle sleeves, those clear plastics, I can take 10 bags or even 5 bags of Z-Mans and just put them all in there, no problem. Now, the other con, besides just how small the bag is and how you're kind of limited on what you can put in it, is it's not a huge thing, but for me, maybe it's just going to take some getting used to. The way the straps sit, okay? So a normal backpack, they'll sit kind of like this, right? Kind of like right in the middle between your trap muscle and your shoulder, okay? This bag, they kind of flare out, as you can see. So it feels a little funky. It almost feels like when you're fighting a big fish. I did this last Wednesday. When fighting a big fish, it feels like this backpack wants to kind of fall off your shoulders a little bit. It won't. It definitely didn't do that. It feels a little weird at first. You kind of have to get used to it. All right. Other than that, guys, I mean, there's not too many other things that I would say are wrong with the bag. It's easy, as small as it is, it's very easy to, if you're standing in waist deep water and you don't want to get out, to put it on like this, unzip it, you can get all your stuff out. Works very simple that way. Okay, so all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. $100, $105 bag, whatever I paid for it. Great bag, very comfortable. It's also got these foam, you can probably see them in there, these foam lined ridges in here on your straps. Very comfy. Not at all like itchy. Some bags, when you wear them, they're itchy on your chest, or if you've been fishing all day long, the straps along your shoulders and on your pecs will kind of make you itch a bit. This one doesn't do it. Um, like I said, the main thing with this, guys, is that if you're a big fisherman, big inshore guy, this is a good bag for you. If you know, like throwing soft plastics, it's a great bag for you. Okay. The biggest thing I would tell you about this bag is that if you do get it, make sure that when you take it out and you go fishing, you can't overload it with stuff. You will not be able to put your, you know, 50 pounds of tackle in here that you want to take. It's very technique specific. That's probably the best way I could describe it. If I'm going to be skipping under docks and, you know, fishing shallow flats and stuff like that, I'm going to be throwing soft plastics, maybe some top waters. Cool, no problem. I can throw them in here. All right. Like I said, you just have to make sure that everything in here has its little place on where it's going to go, because you're not able to mash stuff in here and pile things in here. I would have liked if it had a dry storage. It does not. I don't believe this is dry storage. Okay. Don't think it is. It might be. It looks a little like it. I'm not sure if it is or not. I was kind of hoping that it would have some stuff that is similar to some of the Orvis fly bags that are out there. They actually have a sealed in tight dry storage when you zip it, similar to the Yeti backpacks. This one didn't have it. It is what it is. Hey, you know what? It's not the end of the world. I wore this bag last Wednesday to the East Coast, did some snook fishing, tore the snook up. Great bag, no complaints. Wore it on my back all day from 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening. No problems. Doesn't get too heavy. That's another good thing about it, is that you can't pack it full of crap. You can't put 30 pounds of tackle in here. So that's a lot less weight on your back that you're going to be moving around. Okay, if you are a kayak guy, if you're a paddleboard guy, again, great choice for you. It takes up a lot less room in a kayak or on a paddleboard than a big, you know, full-size AFTCO bag would, or a big full-size tackle box. So, real quick before I let you guys go, I'm going to get into the pliers I got for Father's Day. So, great pair of pliers, all right? These are offshore anglers, all right? They're you get them at Bass Pro. They're great pliers. I think they were like 65 bucks, but they're pretty sweet. They've got a great ultra sharp braid cutter, okay, which I love those. All right, awesome pair of pliers. Very light in your hand. They're not super heavy. They come with the lanyard attachment, so they never fall out of your sheath. Okay, they've got a little clip on for your belt. Weighting with these is going to be absolutely awesome. I can just have them like that, no issue. If I need to, pull your pliers out, cut your braid, cut your leader, shake a fish off, whatever you got to do, and they're back in there again. No problems with them. Great pair of pliers, great bag. So, guys, hopefully I answered some questions if you guys had any. Like I said in the last video, I like to try and watch YouTube videos or try and get people's opinions about products before I buy them. And I didn't see, apart from, I think, one from AFTCO and then one from one more guy, I didn't see very many videos on this bag, okay? So, wanted to give you my 2 cents on it. I hope I answered some questions. I hope you guys found this information, you know, helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on the video, as well as follow me on Instagram. The Saltwater Cowboy Official is my Instagram. I'm actually going to be picking up a GoPro soon. I've had a GoPro in the past. I had a very nice GoPro a couple years ago and lost it in the move. Can't find it anywhere. And going to be getting myself a GoPro soon, and I'll be bringing you guys along for my YouTube channel. It's going to be coming out at the end of this summer, so we're real excited about that. All right, guys, take care. Tight lines, safe fishing.